The Last of Us Episode 3.
First, my name's Frank.
Oh, yeah? Here's the thing, Frank. If I feed you, then every bum you talk to about it is gonna show up here looking for a free lunch. And this is not an Arby's.
Well, Arby's didn't have free lunch. It was a restaurant.
Hey everyone, it's Curtis from Black Heroes and welcome to my review of the latest episode of The Last of Us. If you enjoyed this review, please like, subscribe, and comment your own thoughts on the show as a whole, and let's just jump into it. So the episode starts with Joel and Ellie continuing on from Tess's death, and as they're walking, Ellie is asking Joel, like, hey, how did all of this start and start so fast? So now we get an actual breakdown of why everything went to shit so fast and at the same time. Apparently, the fungus got into the flour, the sugar, and everyone was eating it all at the same time. So by Friday, everything was all good. By Monday, everything went to shit really fast. I did like the little callback they did to episode 1 when Joel was breaking all this down. The last thing he says is pancakes. And pancakes was the thing that Sarah was trying to make for her and Joel for his birthday, but they didn't have the pancake mix. So I'm thinking to myself, what if they did have it? Joel wouldn't be here right now.
Where's the pancake mix?
Oh, was that? Yeah, it was. Sorry.
As they're walking, Joel notices something that he doesn't want Ellie to see, but Ellie, like the kid that she is, rushes ahead and they see this pile of bones. So apparently when the government was rounding everybody up and putting them in QZs, once the QZs were full, in their minds, a dead person can't get infected, so whoever was left was just immediately gunned down. The sad part was, like, in the pile of bones you can see a dress and a rainbow blanket, and then it transitions to the mother and baby when they were alive. At first I thought we was going to be following them, which I'm glad we didn't because we know how their story ended, and I personally don't want to see a baby get gunned down. But it pans to an underground bunker where we're introduced to Bill, played by Nick Offerman. Now, Bill was a character that was introduced in the game who did dealings with Joel and Ellie. He was the one who saved Joel from one of his traps. In this episode, we get to see Bill's backstory, something we didn't get to see in the game. We got hints of his sexuality and that he and his partner Frank were more than just partners, but that was just about it. This is mainly just speculation. From the look of it, Bill was already ready for the apocalypse way before it happened. He had an underground bunker, he had at least thousands of dollars worth of weapons. He was prepared for this. He was one of those conspiracy theorists that thought the world was going to end, and in his world, he was right.
Not today, you new world order jackboot fucks.
So he fortified the whole entire neighborhood, he put traps everywhere, and he was just surviving. And then one day, a person got caught in one of his traps, and this is where we're introduced to Frank. It was cool to see Frank because in the game, he was already dead. So we got a chance to really see him and his personality. But I was also thinking Bill was a grumpy asshole in the game, so what did Frank do to cause Bill to act this way? But what really happened, we got to see one of the best love stories that I've seen in a long while. Like, they had really good chemistry, and you can tell that Bill was really new to all of this. When they were in bed, Bill admits that he's only been with one woman one time, so he never really had the opportunity to love until now. Now, as I was watching, I thought this was wonderful, but at the same time, I was waiting for the ball to drop. I was waiting for Frank to turn on Bill, but it never happened. They did tease it a bit. They did get into a big argument, but the argument slowly smoothed over and everything was fine.
The government are all Nazis!
Well, yeah, now, but not then.
So what we got were two people who lived together, loved each other, and protect each other for 2 decades. They eventually meet Joel and Tess, and I love the fact that they brought Tess back. Even though it's just a flashback, it's still nice to see her. And they started working together, and it's really funny when Bill and Joel are talking. Bill just has the gun pointed at Joel the whole time, to the point Joel's like, get that gun out of my fucking face. But eventually Frank comes down with a disease that leaves him wheelchair bound, and he is slowly dying. So one day he tells Bill, he's like, Bill, today is my last day. Let's spend all the time we can with each other. Let's get married. We're gonna have a nice dinner. You're gonna put this in my drink. I'm going to drink it. I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna die in your arms. So then I was like, okay, so now this is how Bill turns into the Bill from the games. But no, he actually drinks the poison too. In his mind, he's like, I'm old, I'm satisfied, I got to live a life. I didn't just survive, you gave me meaning, and that meaning will be gone without you. So they went upstairs and died together, which was sad but also very beautiful for this type of world. Not too many people gets to go out on their own terms like that. Also, this is a huge change from the game. In the game, Bill and Frank's relationship ended very bitterly. They got into a falling out. Frank left, apparently got bit, and then killed himself, and that's how we see him in the game. We never see Frank alive at all in the game.
What, you know this guy or something?
Frank.
Who the hell's Frank?
He was my partner. He's the only idiot that would wear a shirt like that.
He even left a note for Bill just telling him how much of an asshole he is.
So that's how you feel. Well, fuck you too, Frank.
I really do like this change. Like, this whole episode was just a short movie of this guy who was just surviving that eventually found love and found something to fight for. So Joel and Ellie eventually make it to Bill and Frank's place, where Bill have left Joel a letter saying that he's dead, don't open the door, and basically gives Joel everything that he has. He also tells Joel something similar to what Tess said when Tess said, save who you can save. Bill basically is telling Joel to find someone that means something to Joel. Find someone that you are willing to protect. The world needs someone like him and Joel. When they get to Bill's garage and we saw Bill's truck, my first thought was, okay, we are getting the scene next episode. You guys know that scene in the game where they're driving and the guy comes in acting all hurt, and then Joel just drives and Ellen's like, what are you doing? And Joel's like, he ain't even hurt. That is one of the most iconic scenes in the game to me, so hopefully they do it. Overall, this episode was amazing. It does suck that we didn't get any interactions between Bill and Ellie. Those were some of those funniest parts of the game.
Go ahead, take my card. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
You listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you! You handcuffed me!
I need you to shut up. All right?
But I understand why they did this. This makes sense for Bill's character, and is actually a much better ending for him when you think about it. Because in reality, if you've lived with someone for so long, you wouldn't want to go without them. This was the first episode that didn't have a flashback at the beginning, because this episode as a whole was pretty much just one giant flashback. I swear at the end of every episode, I'm just like,
I want more.
But thank you guys for listening to me talk about one of my favorite shows out right now. Like I said, if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and comment your own thoughts on the episode and the show as a whole. Alright y'all, it's been your boy Curtis from Black Heroes, and I'm out. Peace!